Okay, welcome to She Said Let's, where usually we chat the highs and lows of the business of film and TV,
Shine a light on women who empower us.
and dish on plot twists in our lives that we just had to say let's to.
However, in today's segment, if you can't tell, we'll be doing things a bit differently. Perhaps it's our color scheme that gave it away, or the time of year we're in.
Or it's just that Kay and I today, but this is the, if you've noticed, my sweater, Chrismukkah episode.
So all segments today will be holiday themed, and because I love to torture myself in the editing process, obviously we're showing our faces today.
Yeah,
You get-
exactly. So, as you can see, all Kay's strange facial expressions and me taking a hit or two of my weed pen because it's that time of year.
Yeah.
So I think that we should start off.
Yes, of course. Yes. I have my wine here, and it is in a snowman, even though I do not like the snow, but it matched.
This is going to be a fun episode today, ladies
Cheers,
and gents.
bitch. Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yes.
Let's.
Well, in our very first episode, we spoke of our love for Seth Cohen. So naturally, we rewatched all 4 Chrismukkahs to share our favorite memories with all of you.
Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, neither of us got to celebrate both Christmas and Hanukkah growing up, like our favorite OC boy himself, Seth Cohen. But who knows? Because maybe someday we will. And with our very own Sandy.
I would die for Sandy.
I would also die
honestly.
for Sandy. I love Sandy Cohen. You
Those
know my love for
brows?
Sandy Cohen.
Those brows,
That man. And he only has gotten better with age.
Really?
Let's just make that clear.
I think so.
Peter
as well.
Gallagher. Shout out Peter Gallagher.
You want to come on the pod?
Please.
Please.
We would love to have you.
Hit us up. Well, I'm decided that we are going to recap these episodes every 4 Chrismukkah episode as we go along, because in typical me fashion, I would like to also talk about some of the things that I loathe as well in them.
And there's honestly there's a good amount of things that I also loathed in these episodes.
Yeah. Well, of course, the holidays, they're not the greatest time of year.
You love to hate them.
Yeah. So let's go on a journey to the OC during Chrismukkah. In hand, you can, of course, comment as I go along on these things. But we are starting with season 1, episode 13. So that way you can rewatch these if you want, as if they're not labeled already. As
This
Chrismukkah.
is true. Every single one is we should have written down the titles too.
I know.
I didn't even think about it.
Foolish.
I was so high while I was rewatching them, and I was like, oh, it's like I'm watching them again for the first time.
Honestly, it does feel like that. I can't remember the last time I watched them. So, but
2 months ago for me.
in season 1, we start with Seth Cohen starter packs, which I would like to say is very only child of him, creating a starter pack to give the same thing to both Summer and what the fuck is her name? Anna?
Yeah, Anna. I thought I also had written that one down, and I think I just saw you wrote that down. And whenever it came up on TV, I was like, oh my God, I forgot about this.
I mean, honestly, we'll get to it because I'm going as the thing goes along, but we'll take a starter pack.
I will always take a Seth Cohen starter. As long as it's Seth Cohen starter pack, I will take it.
I will take it as well. And Marissa goes to therapy for the first time. Good for her. Yeah, but then she meets that fucking
Oliver
creep, dude.
I hate Oliver.
I just hate that his name is Oliver Trask. Why? What could they please? I think they came up with. I think they had a purposely in the writers' room. Or like, let's think of like the worst fucking name. It also it does sounds like a Christmas name.
A little bit,
Who
like
am I thinking of? Oliver Twist.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Damn.
Trask.
Oliver Trask. Oliver. Oh, I see what they did there.
Yeah.
That kind of makes sense.
Yeah. But
isn't Oliver Twist like a? What is Oliver Twist?
Okay, I don't.
Okay, no.
Moving
on.
But I do in this episode, I really sympathize with Ryan on some of his Christmas memories and how the holidays are not always the best time for him. as far as his parents go and the fights and the drunkenness and all of that jazz. But, he got adopted by a great family that celebrates both things.
I want the Cohens to adopt me.
Yeah, I know.
That was my dream, was for the Cohens to adopt me.
Same. Except for then I would want to fuck my brother, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
listen, if okay,
We
never
wouldn't
mind.
be we wouldn't
Well, actually, yeah, because we wouldn't be related, technically.
I know, but
That's still so fucked up.
yeah, it's
That's still
weird.
really fucked up.
That's
Okay, I
that's
don't
why.
want the Cohens to adopt me. I will take the Roberts family.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I feel
that'll
like
work.
that's a better option.
Maybe. You go with them.
Yeah.
Um, I will say though that this is a girl power episode for Anna and Summer because they both decide that they don't want to just be friends with Seth and that
No.
they are worth more than that. And that's why they give back the fucking Seth Cohen starter packs, which, should have been shipped to us.
I agree. They should have just sent them right over our way, but instead they just gave them right back to Seth. And he never gave them to us.
No.
But I also wrote down Seth Cohen's love triangle debacle during Chrismukkah. What a mess.
You have
What a mess, Seth.
you have to have some love triangles going on.
Yeah,
during
but like,
Christmas.
what? Did you have love triangles going on growing up
Um,
during Christmas?
I mean, I don't know if it was during Christmas. I definitely did, but they didn't know about each other, so
Oh, okay. Well, if they
yeah.
didn't know about each other, it's a totally different story. We're talking about Seth Cohen's love
Yeah,
triangle
I
debacle.
know, but you asked,
Brother was a
so
mess.
he was. So, anything else to
Uh,
add from
yeah,
this episode?
I do. Did you already say Cal purposely trying to ruin Chrismukkah by suing Sandy?
Oh
Because
yeah,
that pissed me off.
yeah,
Especially because Kirsten was like, "Dad, what are you doing?" But then she got back at him by being like, "You know what? I'm taking a Christmas vacation." And he was like, "Oh, Kirsten." Or no, he was like, "Oh, Kiki."
yeah. Kiki,
Like,
which
why are you
means
taking
that
a Christmas
which
vacation?
means she wasn't
What do
gonna
you
get
mean?
fired.
No,
Like
that's her dad.
if he's calling, yeah, she can do whatever the fuck she wants. I don't know why she doesn't.
I also would like to bring up the Seth being so passionate about Chrismukkah and him trying so hard to get Ryan to love it and just have like the best Chrismukkah ever.
Yeah,
I think that that's so beautiful and it
it is
shows his true
beautiful.
passion.
Yeah, I mean, that's what he has to do with Ryan most of the show with almost everything.
This is true.
Yeah.
However, Chrismukkah, his love for it is
Yeah,
so cute.
it
I
is
just
it is really cute.
ah
Yeah, and we have to just put in a little note here that we have to shout out Lauren Gussies
oh my
for
god,
being
yes.
the writer's assistant in the OC room and coming up with this. I had no idea that she did, but one of my mentors was married to her, so he let me know, and I've never been the same since. I can't believe it.
I've never been the same since.
I know. I was like,
It's
holy shit, I thought that was like somebody else. A writer's assistant.
That's
You can
so
do it.
close
You
to
can
home too. I'm like,
I
damn.
know.
All
You
right.
can make change.
That girl power.
Yes.
Girl power.
Well, we are moving on to season 2, episode 6. They did a little bit earlier this year. Whatever year this fucking was. And
I think this one was 2005. I think.
good for you. Yeah.
I think. Yeah. We're gonna go with that.
So Cal, um, he's got to admit that one of my least favorite characters in this season, which I just hate Lindsay. I don't know. There's just like something about her. I mean, there's a lot of things about her. I just don't like her.
There are parts of her that I really, really like. However, most of the time, her character annoyed me.
It's
I
so
don't know what it is, and not to dump on a character, but she's just not my favorite out of Ryan's girlfriends.
I am gonna dump on her. I do not like her, but that's his daughter. That's Cal's daughter, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's also, I mean, we kind of touched on this earlier, unknowingly, we put a little Easter egg in there.
Yeah.
That if we were adopted by the Cohens, then we would be dating.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah, they already
It's
did that.
weird.
Yeah.
Personal choice. Weird.
I did love the Chrismukkah wheel. that Seth pulls out
Oh,
in this one.
yeah.
I feel like that's something I would do is like, especially because he was like, I'm overseeing. I have nothing to do on the
I
wheel.
know, and he was giving everybody their own job. That is very you.
It really is.
That's like some shit that you would do on a birthday trip.
Yeah, it is.
It's some
And
shit she has done on a birthday trip.
I mean, yes, definitely it is. And I love that he said Jew recruitment.
I wrote that down in all caps.
Yes,
Jew recruitment.
Jew
That
crew.
was my favorite thing
I
out of the whole
I
episode,
would be an
honestly.
honorary Jew recruitment. I would do
Oh,
whatever he told
likewise.
me to, obviously.
Likewise.
But it's a word that must be used more.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah. I don't know if we're the people to
We
use it,
we
but
probably should not be the ones to use it,
but other people.
but I'll tell Jake to use it.
Yeah, yeah. Jake is
He'll love
giving a
that.
shout out. You think he'll actually watch this? We'll
I
see.
well, I mean, we're gonna find
Yeah,
out.
yeah. And I love that he mentioned writing a Chrismukkah anthem, and then he threw in a little thing that said maybe JoJo could record it.
I know. I thought that that was
JoJo,
so cute.
like leave, get out right now. That JoJo, which is a very good singer and is still rocking. One time I saw her on my birthday at the Den, and I went
Oh,
up to her and I asked her if she could sing me happy birthday, very embarrassingly, because I do not know her. And it
did,
was when I first moved.
wait, did she sing you happy birthday?
No,
Oh,
no, no, no. But she was
got it.
very nice about saying
No.
kindly declining.
Yes.
It was a little
Oh my
embarrassing for me.
god.
But now it's a good story.
That's a
So
great story.
yeah. But Jules
Ugh.
or Julie, I'm sorry. Julie cheating.
I was gonna say, are you gonna say Julie and Jimmy's secret relationship?
Yeah. It just feels better when it's cheating.
The drama.
They didn't even have sex when they were married.
I
Like I
know.
don't even understand.
I know. It's crazy.
You always want what you can't have,
Well, yeah.
you know?
Even if you've already had it.
Seriously. And then Cal, like, the whole Cal cheating on Kirsten's mom, she lost her fucking mind
Kirsten's like
about
little
that.
mental breakdown whenever she hid in the closet. Oh
Hmm.
my God. I was like, you know what? That's some shit I'd do.
I've been
I
in a
understand
closet.
you, Kirsten.
I have
And
hidden.
then Ryan being the one to get her out. Oh, we did. I know we already talked about Lindsay, but I do want to bring up the like one cute thing that she did throughout the episode. She like went out of her way to make a Yama clause
Oh, yeah.
for Ryan for Chrismukkah. And I think that that's so cute and so creative. So like she gets points for that.
Yeah, I felt really bad when she was doing it and he was supposed to uninvite her at the same time. And then she was like very excited about it. And I was so uncomfy. I was like, no,
And
no.
it gives me anxiety every
Yeah.
time I see his face of like, I gotta tell her. And then he gets the Yama clause and he's like, I can't tell
I
her.
know. And then the same thing happens with Seth. He doesn't uninvite what's their fucks either.
Listen,
Marissa and Summer.
first of all, Marissa wasn't there to uninvite. So he was stuck with Summer, who Summer has a very strong personality. And this is why I love her so much. She was just like, I'm feeling festive. Let's go find a Christmas tree. You're not going to get out of that.
No. And
You're
he's
going to look at a
obviously
Christmas tree.
still in love with
Uh,
her.
yeah.
Obviously.
How could you not be?
I would be, you know.
We're all a little in love with Summer Roberts.
But I do like that in the very end that Kiki accepts Lindsay as her sister. That was nice of her. I mean, she's a nice
I
person. Like,
know.
what? She's not gonna not.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, you also have to think about the Cohen family as a whole. Like, it's an open door policy with them. They'll
Yeah.
bring in anyone and everyone and be so accepting. So I think the fact that I think Kirsten was just more pissed off at her dad for cheating on her mom
Hmm.
and not saying anything and also hiding this sister from her because she could have gotten to know her sooner.
For a very long
Could have
time.
probably if Cal would have just been straight up,
Yeah.
then this could have went like a whole other way.
Yeah. But he never is. He's a fucking liar.
Mm-hmm.
But anything else from season 2 you want to mention?
Yes, this episode always makes me cry. And that is an actual
Really?
note that I wrote down. I said this episode always makes me cry.
When do you cry?
Towards the end, whenever Kirsten and Ryan are talking,
Hmm.
right after right after she comes out of the closet and is like having that conversation. I'm like, this
Also,
is so
this is such a side note, but I just thought of this because I was at that Power Women Summit this week. But women, when other people talk to women and they agree, they always go, hmm, hmm. And I don't know if I've ever heard a man do that before. Have you? When
no,
somebody is
because
talking, like,
actually, I will say there are some that I hear actually do that or they engage within the conversation a little bit more. Like they'll add
yeah,
in a yeah
yeah. Well, I
or
get
like
that, but I'm saying that
I know,
now.
yeah. On to my personal least favorite Chrismukkah episode, I have to say. It's not my fave.
Yeah. I barely even I mean, it doesn't feel very Chrismukkah-esque, but let's say it's season 3, episode 10. If you're going to if you're going to skip any of them, perhaps skip this one.
Yeah, it's
It's
not the best. It really like I don't think it really adds much to the storyline other than like slight drama because they don't really 4 episodes later is the big thing when spoiler alert, I mean the show has been out for so long, but
yeah.
Marissa dies.
Yeah.
So like 4 episodes later, Marissa dies and then that story doesn't really go anywhere.
Eating my own hair. Yeah.
So
Um
it's I don't know. I would skip this episode.
I mean, I do love that Ryan gets bar mitzvahed. I
That
think
is the only part that I like.
yeah, because then God, Johnny. They just have like so many this slimy fucking bastard.
Listen, okay, I have to say, I don't trust a Johnny. My high school ex-boyfriend's name, and you know what? Shout out to this Johnny because his name was Johnny. And that was not, I mean, it was a high school fucking relationship. It was on and off for like 3 years. I don't trust a Johnny.
No. No Johnnies.
Sorry.
Don't you slide
Yeah,
in
if
the
your name is
DMs.
John, you're fine. Jonathan, you're fine. J names are kind of hard most of the time. And I think that's just like, anyway, off
But
topic, but this
yeah,
Johnny
yeah.
specifically, I strongly dislike this character.
I know.
And I
I
think
hate him. I can't even look at him.
people
I
were
hate
meant to hate this
his
character.
hair is greasy. Do you not think so? Just
He
I
reminds me of Ryan Sheckler, but like Ryan, but Ryan Sheckler is better looking. Like the um how
is
do
it
I
the
describe?
is it
I think it's like the
it's the
flowy
flippy
hair,
hair?
like a young Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
But like,
I don't know. Something was up.
yeah,
He had like a drug addict skin to me. Like,
really?
yeah, I don't know. Something, I don't, maybe did he do drugs on the show? I
No,
can't
I don't
remember.
think
I don't
so.
think so either. But they thought maybe he was doing them for a while for
Well,
some
yeah,
reason.
because he had that surgery.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
but then really he was just trying to hide that fucking gun so he could hit up that store. Which, by the way, why do you pick this one store? It was, what was it, Christmas or Christmas Eve or
I'm pretty
something?
sure it was like Christmas. I think it was Christmas.
That poor man
I
who
know.
was like at the register and he was about to
Well, he
blow his fucking head
he
off.
walked in and the guy looked at Johnny and said, "Closing up," and he just goes, huh, and then walks like back and then keeps creepily looking over at him like this dude knows that this motherfucker is gonna do some shit because he has a gun
Mm,
behind the counter and he's like ready to pop off back.
yeah,
And you know what? Good on him because he was protecting himself.
I know.
Like, but then
Ryan comes in,
saves
saves
the
him
day.
by buying a lottery ticket
And a
and
pack of marbles.
and Marlboros.
Marlboros.
Marlboros? Marble?
Marl
Marble. Marlboro? No, I honestly,
Mar
we might not get this. I don't
Marlboros.
know. I used to smoke Marlboros. I can't. I would just say
Marlboros. Because isn't it spelled
20s.
Marlboro?
Yeah,
Marlboro.
Mar, Marlboro.
Anyway,
Okay,
he buys a
yeah,
pack of cigarettes and a lottery ticket.
yeah.
Actually, he doesn't even buy it.
What do you mean he doesn't buy?
He doesn't buy it because the dude turns around to get it for him. Ryan walks away from the counter, looks at Johnny, and goes, "Come here, man." So he leaves without any of the shit.
I don't even remember that, but I do remember him going, "I'm feeling lucky."
Yeah. What a
Okay.
line. What
Okay.
a line.
No, no, no. I don't know about that. But I do like that Julie is poor in this. I love it when Julie
Oh,
is
Trailer Park
poor.
Julie.
Yes.
I love Trailer Park Julie.
She was meant for that.
Yeah.
And this
It
is
fits it fits the character, and I think it's funny
also
how they went about it.
Also, like, we weren't I had never been to California at this point, so I was like, "Oh," when I moved here, I'm like, "Well, Riverside is trash because Julie Cooper told me so." Like,
And, like, Riverside is not trash.
no, it's, like, not that bad, at least from what I know. I
I
mean,
follow an
I
animal shelter out in Riverside on Instagram, and they seem like they're doing well for themselves.
I don't know. Riverside, you're
You're
okay,
doing
you
great,
know?
Riverside. But you know what? They said the same thing about Chino.
I don't know anything about Chino. I know have you been to
I
Chino?
don't think Chino is what it was depicted as in the show.
Well, maybe it was
I
back
mean, at the
then. We don't
time it
know.
may have been, but
Shall we go to
now,
Chino?
yeah, why not? We should take a
Like,
day trip.
yeah, yeah, we're going to Chino. We're reporting
Mhm.
back.
Yes.
But she falls in love with Summer's dad in this episode, or like they start to. It's like the
Yeah.
beginnings of your like, what's happening
I was
here?
gonna say, Julie connecting with Neil Roberts was like that was a wild thing because she's just going like from family to family.
Rich person to rich person. I
Like
mean, the writers' room,
Newport
they
and
didn't want to introduce anyone new. They said we got to go on the
no.
ones we're already paying.
Well, it stirs up drama. So that's why they're like, okay, well, we're gonna.
Sips wine. you know? Um, I did like that Summer and Marissa sang Deck the Halls at a bar mitzvah. I'm sorry, isn't that a Christmas song? I don't know.
Well, that's because Sandy and Seth were singing the dreidel song and nobody knew what was happening because it's just a room of like Newport white Christians. So none of them know.
We're in Southern California. There's got to be more Jews down
There for
there.
sure are, but it's Seth and Sandy. If two young girls go on stage and they start singing Deck the Halls, people are gonna chime in more than Seth and Sandy.
Well, I think it was rude.
I
They
mean,
should have sticked with the culture.
I'm
We
not
all know. I know dreidel, dreidel, dreidel.
I'm
I
not
learned it in elementary
I'm
school.
not disagreeing with you. I just think for the time, that's what was resonating more.
I made it out of clay. You know.
Dreidel, dreidel,
We
dreidel.
did. I think I did make a dreidel out of clay in
Stop.
elementary school. Yeah, I went to a
I
charter
love
school
this.
at one time and we learned about all the things. Kwanzaa. I knew everything.
I wish that they would have taught us more about like every like
Public
holiday.
school.
Public
Do
school
you hear
is
this? Do you hear this?
do better.
We want to learn about all the holidays,
Yeah,
okay?
I want to learn about all the holidays. I want to learn about all the religions.
Yeah.
I want to know about everything.
Yeah.
I want to know everything about anything.
If we have to speak to the flag and say one nation under God,
No,
we should be doing all the other things, but we are getting off topic.
yeah, it's
Anything
a
else
whole other thing.
about this dumb episode?
Yes, the end of the episode where they're all just in a line swaying back and forth, like singing, it reminds me of that scene in the Addams Family Values where they're singing Kumbaya
Oh, yeah,
and
me
I
too.
am Wednesday Addams. I'm like, why the fuck would they end the episode like that? It freaks me
They
out.
didn't know what to do. They didn't know what
Yeah,
to do. They
no.
had to fill up the time. They were like, "This seems right."
I also wrote down this is low key my least favorite Christmas episode.
It is. Well, honestly, season 4,
Oh,
episode 7, it
I
might
was
be my favorite, even though Marissa, I know that season 4 is not the best. We are going to acknowledge that.
right.
But this episode, they started doing some different shit in here, and I was here for it. It must have been so fun to write. I'm very jealous of anyone who got to work on this episode.
This is by far my favorite Chrismukkah episode. Like for sure, this wins number one spot.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And of course, it's because Ryan, and I almost want to call her Lindsay sometimes because doesn't she look like Lindsay?
No, Taylor.
I know it's Taylor, but I'm saying that Taylor and Lindsay look kind of alike.
Really? I don't think
They kind of
so.
have like the same hair color. They're like,
I don't see it.
well,
Yeah.
I like Taylor much more than I
I
like Lindsay, but I do think that they look similar. But anyways,
yeah.
so they fall down. when he doesn't want to invite her to Chrismukkah,
Yeah.
which
And I mean, okay, to be fair, they weren't dating for super long.
no.
It makes sense.
And he was
And
having a
then
lot of wild Chrismukkahs. He
he
needs to
wanted a break. This man needed a break. Damn.
like I'm not bringing anyone else into this shit.
No, and then
Anyone.
Wheeler just storms in,
Yeah.
got him the George Foreman grill, throws it on his lap.
Okay, as if he needs that. He lives in a fucking mansion with like 1,000 grills out by the pool. He probably has his own grill in the pool house. Like,
Exactly.
he doesn't need this fucking thing. But
No.
anyways, they fall down and they go into an alternate universe when they are in a coma. But I think it's funny because then they're in a coma light,
Yeah, I
like a
noticed
diet coma.
I
or
noticed that they called it that, and I was like,
Is that a
a
medical
coma
term?
light? Why wouldn't you just say a light coma?
Yeah. Also, what do we mean by light? Like,
Like they're asleep, so
right?
you're just waiting.
They're passed out. They have a concussion. Like,
Well, they said in the episode that there was like nothing seemingly wrong. Well, they didn't say that it wasn't a concussion, because you would think if you fall from that height, you're gonna get concussed or something.
I've just never heard of people being like, "Oh, they're in a coma, but it's light." So,
Th-
like, I thought you just don't know when people are going to come out of them.
They
That they
needed
acted
they
like,
needed to make they needed to finish the episode. Okay,
yeah, yeah. They were like, "It's coma light. They're
they're
going to
like,
wake up
this
in
is
this
not going to
episode."
be a part 1, 2.
Yeah, no. And then, but I do like it because I think it's interesting that Sandy and Julie are married. Which,
Yeah,
but
the
then he's
tea.
cheating. She's
She's
cheating
cheating
on
on
him
him.
with Chris
Chet.
Pratt.
Chet.
Why did they name him Chet?
I don't know. They needed like a fratty
Yeah,
name, but that's
Chet.
also not how he really is in like the actual episodes. Like he's not fratty. He's like
Right.
hippie.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I think they wanted to make everybody different because then,
Yeah, they made everybody
Summer
opposites.
was like a dumbass, like,
Yeah,
whatever.
they called her a bimbo.
I know I almost said a dumbass bimbo. And I was like, that's not my words. It is the one.
No, they called her a
Yeah.
bimbo in the show. That
Yeah.
they referred to her as a bimbo.
I haven't heard of bimbo in so long.
I love that word. I think it's hilarious.
2006,
It's just a
2007,
funny
whatever it is.
it's a funny word to say.
Bimbo.
Bimbo.
Yeah. And then Kirsten is with Jimmy, which, everybody was like, they were meant to be together anyway.
Yeah, but they
So
weren't. They weren't.
Jimmy's a fucking piece of
Because you know
shit
why?
compared to Sandy.
You know what they called Kirsten in this episode? The Ice Queen. So Sandy softens her.
Jesus. And Marissa's alive. Marissa
Mm.
is alive. That's a big thing.
Well, we think Marissa is alive,
Right. Right. Yeah.
but in reality, Marissa died 3 years earlier whenever she overdosed in the alleyway in Tijuana.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
Ryan,
There's a lot going on here.
yeah,
And I did like one of the parts that I did like was that we did get to see how awful Taylor's mom is. Like when she wakes up from the coma and she's like, I could have been in Cabo. You're walking around. Like she was just so unconcerned that,
yeah,
she was. And then I felt bad for her. And then I was like, oh, no wonder why she wants to come to Chrismukkah so bad because she's just like Ryan. Like she doesn't have
yeah.
a family.
Well, her mom was literally leaving her to go to Cabo,
Yeah.
and she told her that. Or no,
Yeah.
she didn't even tell her. Julie told her, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I think so.
Yeah. And then they were like, "Come to Riverside," and then they were like,
Oh, yeah.
"Cancel Riverside."
Yeah. Well, Ryan, I would just like to note, is super hot this season to
Yeah.
me. I don't know what happened. He was super hot in season 1, and then he was super hot in season 4. In the
Yeah.
middle there, I don't know what happened. He was in a transition period or something, like maybe as an actor and also as, a human being.
I think so.
Yeah.
Because season 1, he was cute. Season 2 and 3, he like I agree.
Yeah.
He was like
Season
subpar. Season
4,
4,
yes.
he really I don't know what he put a little bit of
He's
muscle
a
on
man.
him.
He's
Yeah,
a
he became a man
Yes.
right in front of our eyes.
And then when he wakes up, he's like excited that Taylor is there, I guess. Which was confusing to me,
That
I
was
feel.
confusing.
Yeah.
I think because whenever you go into the parallel universe, you're there to fix something.
As one does.
Yeah.
As one
Like
goes into the
whenever
grave.
you go into the black hole
Whenever
and you
we do,
yeah,
whenever.
this
Yeah.
is just you go there to fix something. So
Yeah.
then you come out of it and he's like, "Oh, okay, so I actually gave Marissa 3 more years of life and probably like helped heal her.
Mm-hmm.
And now my story is Taylor."
Hmm.
So he's like, "This is the path that I'm meant to be on."
I
And
like.
he saw how everybody like how he changed everybody's lives just by being in it.
Yeah.
Because had it been that time within the parallel universe and Ryan hadn't come around 3 years prior, Sandy and Kirsten would have divorced, or she would have been married to Jimmy, and then well,
There's a
yeah.
lot of
There's
chords.
there's so
We
many.
need like a tack board back here that we can put all the characters and say, okay, these are with who, and this is with them. Also, I really like how this feels right now. Pet the furry ball.
Stroke. Oh yeah, that
Literally.
does feel nice.
Right? Yeah, it's a little like anxiety cleanser, you know?
Yeah, I like that.
But what was I going to say? Oh, also, I felt like the family didn't really feel that emotional when they woke up. They were all just like, "Hey, what's up?" And
That's
then it's
because
like,
they found the note from Marissa.
who found the note from Marissa?
Remember the EM or the nurse came out and was like, "Hey, the EMT found this in the ambulance, wanted to bring it to you. It was your son's. It was in your son's pocket." And then she saw it was an envelope and it was a note that Marissa had left Ryan
Okay, but what does that have to do with them not being that excited that they woke up from the
because
coma? Weren't they concerned?
they have to give him the note.
Ay, ay, ay,
I know
ay.
there's so many
I
things.
just feel like if I woke up from a coma, my family would be like, "Oh my God,
Yeah.
praise
Well,
Jesus!"
also
Like I
Taylor
don't.
woke up before him. So at that point it was like only a matter of time.
Yeah, but nobody gives a fuck about Taylor waking up. That was there, really. You know what I mean? Like it's all about Ryan. It's all about Ryan.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Do you have anything else to add for this episode that you love so very dearly much?
No, I think we talked about everything.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, you know what, guys? We're back with my favorite segment. I'm a
Blank.
blank, where we choose a movie or TV show and we decide what character we are and the backstory behind it.
So this week we will be doing the holiday classic, The Grinch Stole Christmas. And we don't really need to explain to you what this
No.
movie is about it's an outcast green guy who pretends to be Santa and steals all the kids' presents.
Then, as a little bit of a redemption story, grows a heart and reintegrates into the community of Whoville because everybody loves community. So, Kay, I know who I think you are, but why don't you tell all the holiday listeners yourself?
Okay, before I say who I am, I rewatched this and I totally forgot about this part. And it when this person is introduced basically to the movie, she does this. Hi. And it cracks me the fuck up every single time. I'm like, this fucking bitch with Martha May. That is who I am.
And
And
she's played by the iconic Christina Baranski. And I love that.
I know you love her. Christina Baranski. But I love that she turns everything into a competition, including the house decorating with Molly Shannon. Poor Molly Shannon never stood a chance. And she's very like aggressive about it. Like when she gets that fucking
Oh,
light thing out and she's like, and then she goes, good night. And then like saunters back in. She's like wearing like a negligee out in the winter, like I don't know, just for fun, bragging about her
so
new
iconic.
her like most innovative things, which I tend to like trendy new things as well.
You love
And
trendy new things.
I really do. They really get me. I was talking to my therapist about it today, actually. But I love the aesthetic that she must have around everything as well. Everything is like perfectly in place. But even like her outfits, her hair, her makeup, like everything is so good. I also love red. She wears a lot of red because they're in Whoville, I suppose.
It's a
Um,
Christmas town.
yeah. But even when, like, as far as competitions go, I had the Broach Olympics at one of my birthdays, which Hannah attended, and I get very intense about a competition.
Yeah.
It,
Yeah.
it's
Yes.
sometimes it's a good quality, and sometimes it's not.
She broke a bear.
I did, but it was in the name of a performance.
It was. And on it was a great performance. Your top broke during that performance.
My top?
Your top broke
Oh
and then it
yeah.
scratched your nipple.
It was an injury that I had for several weeks after, and I'm fine with it, you know what I mean? In winning is
It was
pain.
worth it.
Winning
Pain
is
is
pain.
beauty.
Yeah. So I will say that I did love that red bustier that she wore to, like, the chairmeister
Yeah.
situation. And also I thought this was, like, such a me thing. The mayor taunts her with, like, a car. Like, he's like, if you accept this proposal, you'll win a brand new car. Like, she's on the fucking Price is Right or something, and it's bright red and it's a sports car. And anybody
Yes.
that knows me, I always have bright red sports cars. So I might have accepted if
You no, not even a might. You would have been like, absolutely. Thank you.
I mean, do I get to make laws and stuff if I'm married to the mayor? I might.
Probably.
Power
If you
is,
just wear a red bustier all the time, I think you're good.
yeah, yeah. I probably would have accepted. I did like that car and I would take it to this day. Um, but she loves the bad boys,
Yeah.
the weirdos.
Yeah.
You know, she's attracted to the Grinch. She always has been. She has a spot in her heart for people who are misunderstood. And also people I feel like who teach her something and are not basic, like the fucking mayor who just does what everybody else does so he can be the mayor someday. Plays by the rules. No, thank you. Not for me.
No. Why do you want somebody that plays by the rules? You want somebody who's going to take risks.
I certainly do not. So,
No.
although I could use someone in power to get me out of jail, that would be nice.
Well, yeah.
Well, I don't need to be in jail anymore. Then I won't be in jail. So it will be fine actually.
We're not filming this from a jail cell.
No.
We're in my home.
No. Who are you, Hannah? Although
I,
I already know.
you already know. I am little Cindy Lou Who because I feel like she's such a curious kid. And as a child, I was super curious and always asking questions and like, what is this? What does this do? Can I do this?
So you were
Can I play with
annoying.
this? Yeah, kind of. And you know what? I own that because
Yeah.
I would annoy the shit out of my siblings and I would enjoy that shit. I was secretly kind of an evil child just because I loved annoying the shit out of people because I saw it got under their skin and I was like,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna dig deeper into this. Um,
Yeah.
which I think Cindy Lou Who also likes to do.
I appreciate that about
Yeah,
you.
exactly. But she also like weird juxtaposition here. She likes to see the good in everything and everyone. And she's always like, it seems like giving people second chances, which I am a big believer in benefit of the doubt, which is an issue for me. It's
Or maybe not sometimes.
it to a fault. To a fault it can be. Um Cindy Lou Who. But because she chooses to see the good in people, she immediately sees that in the Grinch whenever they meet.
Yes.
And she seems like she constantly wants to help people out. So she doesn't care about gifts and festivities of Christmas. She more so wants everybody to just like find the real joy within like spending time with each other and including everybody, which like that's making memories. That's what the holidays are about.
Hmm.
The gifts and everything are an added bonus.
Sure.
For
Sure. Sure. Yeah.
but that's why I am Cindy Lou.
It's so adorable of you. But how could we forget? Where are you, Christmas? Why can't I find
you?
Also, we will sing that to just about anything. So if
Yes.
I'm looking for my bag, I will say, "Where are you, bag? Why can't I find you?"
Mm.
And, you know,
We've done that on multiple occasions on multiple trips.
yes. And also, this was written by the queen of Christmas herself, Mariah Carey. Did you know this fun fact?
No, I didn't know
Oh,
that.
yes.
Mariah Carey?
They came to Mariah and they said, "We need another Christmas anthem." And she said, "I'm not gonna sing it." And they said, "We'll hit up Faith."
You know why? Okay, so I do you know how much money Mariah Carey makes from All I Want for Christmas Is You every year? Because
I
I
don't
think I read
I
somewhere
don't
that
know if
she
I wanted.
makes 2 million a year
She's a
just
message.
from that one singular song that came out in 1996, correct? No? We're gonna have
I
to
don't
fact
know.
check that. I'm not 100% sure. It might be like early 2000s. But
No, I'm pretty sure it was in the 90s.
oh, okay, I might be right then.
Yeah.
Still,
She's
wild.
wild.
She is the queen of Christmas.
Yeah. She is. She is. There's no denying that. But any who I had to. Through a series of unfortunate events, my love language became gifts.
She's an only. So, and I'm the youngest, which means I'm naturally just loved the most.
Right, right. I've heard that. I have
Yeah.
heard that.
Yeah.
Due to this, Hannah and I love giving and receiving gifts, thought out and or elaborate ones specifically. So let's talk prezzies
Ooh, hoo, hoo,
in a
hoo.
holiday segment we like to call
Let's
Let's
gift.
Gift. Wow, so creative the name. Firstly, what do you like? What kind of gifts?
Okay.
As I refill my wine here.
Okay. Okay. So I love, and this is actually something that Kate did for my birthday. I love like a little getaway trip or like a weekend away rather than an actual present itself because it serves as like a memory. And I mean, kind of going back to the Cindy Lou Who thing, it serves as a joyful time. And you can always look back and look at pictures and be like, oh, remember whenever we did this rather than some like actual physical gift. Um, I I mean, this also kind of goes into it because it's like thoughtful things. But for example, I received a lot of ABBA related things for my birthday this year as well
Shocking, shocking.
because I love ABBA so much. It's equal to my love of Eminem, and Seth Rogen, which we all and Seth Cohen. Anyway, off topic, but uh, it's I think the thought really does count, and if you're talking to someone and you're paying attention to the things that they enjoy or the things that they listen to, and then you get them a gift related to that, it speaks wonders about you as a person,
Yeah,
and it just shows that you're actually, like, listening,
yeah.
and I love that. I also love a good self-care related gift as well,
Mm,
like massages, facials, face masks. You gotta be careful with the face masks. But facial, like I can go and get like pick whatever
yeah.
one. So anything like
Everybody
self
needs
or
more
like
self care.
a spa day. Like you can't I we're not always giving it to ourselves. So if you give it as a gift, a lot of the time it pushes people to stop and just take a second for themselves because I think we all need that.
We do.
Um, this is a really weird one, but I love whenever people get me gifts that are actually meant for my dog
Hmm.
because it shows me that not only do you care about me, but you might care about my dog a little bit more, which I appreciate
Oh,
because she's my world. So if you're getting a dog or if you're getting a gift for my dog, then I love that. It warms my heart a lot.
oh,
Yeah,
that is really
like a
cute.
cute little Murphy moment. She deserves that. Um, last thing, I love gifts that are things that my friends or like family or the people around me love. So like example, if somebody were to buy something for themselves and they try it and they really really like it, whether it be like a household item, like skincare, whatever, and then they give it to me as a gift and then like you do this often like you're like a pro at giving gifts but
I am.
that like whenever you got me that makeup remover And
Oh,
you were
yeah.
like, "Oh, yeah, I use this, I fucking love it. I know you're gonna love it." Like, I love shit like that because it's like, "Oh, like, you're not gatekeeping from me. You're like,
No.
you love something and you're sharing your love for that with me." And that I think it's like, I mean, again, it's thoughtful.
It just needs somebody else to experience the greatness. You
Right?
know what I mean? That's, like, what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing.
I've gotten a lot of people that makeup remover. It is
It's so
ColourPop.
good.
It is ColourPop, Fifth Ray Beauty.
Yeah.
It's like an oil cleanser, and I swear to God, your face feels like nothing afterwards. There's no residue, nothing. The whole thing is off. It's amazing. It's like
Doesn't even freak you
15,
out.
16 bucks. I don't know, so cheap for like
Yeah.
something
And
like
we
a
have different skin types and it hasn't broken either of us out. So it's
oh
like
no, never.
top tier. This shit is good.
Yeah.
But since I know you well, I could definitely probably answer this for you. But what should people think about when buying for one of the pickiest people I know?
Well, first, I'm going to apologize to everyone in my family and immediate life for any holidays that have occurred in years past because I am, as you mentioned, very particular. So when I want something, I want the exact thing that I said that I want. I mean, the exact brand I said I wanted. I mean, the exact color I said I wanted. I mean, the exact model. Like, I don't want a variation of things. I will say one thing because they'll never listen to this. But my dad, my dad married someone who I didn't always like. And I said to my dad, I wanted a new Victoria's Secret robe, preferably pink, in the pink sphere, whatever. You can make up whatever print you want, sure. But it has to be Victoria's Secret. And I wound up with and I wanted it to be short. I wanted a short robe as well. And ended up with a long robe that was baby blue from fucking Kohl's, dude. And gave it to my roommate who was a man. I was like, I don't fucking want this. This is literally the exact opposite of what I wanted.
Baby blue is also not a color that you ever usually wear.
No,
You go for bright.
baby blue?
Yeah,
Like,
that's
what
not
the
your
fuck
color.
is this? You couldn't find a pink one there? Like, I don't know, or a red, black even? Like, Jesus Christ. Anyway, so it has to be specific. Also, you must be very careful with my skin because I have very sensitive skin. When I was younger, all my tias and tios and everything would try to get me gifts, and that was back in the day when, like, when you didn't know what to get somebody, you would just get them like a Bath and Body Works set, and they were always like these insane like sugar cookie pomegranate berry spectacular what
They
which
smell delicious.
oh yeah, I'm sure they do, but I
But
I had severe eczema when I was younger and I couldn't use anything scented, so it was fucked up. and they
no.
and I had to always re-gift all of these gifts because it was always when people did all those body sprays and stuff too.
Yeah,
Because I couldn't put it on my body, I would just
I
have to put it
own
on my clothes.
so much of that shit.
Yeah. So unfortunately, that did not work for me. And then I also really like a memory or a trip together,
I know that.
because yeah, that's why I usually do birthday trips and not just like birthday get-togethers. Like I want to be out of the area that we're used to so that we're both challenged to like make new memories that maybe we would never make if we weren't there. And maybe I'll learn something new about that person too. I don't know.
I will say I got that from you. You started me on that.
Yeah. Oh shit. Look at me. Yeah. I mean, will you ever forget any of our trips?
Fuck no.
No.
Those are honestly
Crazy.
weed cough. Sorry guys.
Woo.
Woo, we'll cut that.
No, keep it in. I like it.
But I will say all of those trips are some of my favorite like core 20s memories. And those are gonna stick with me forever, especially fucking Cabo.
I mean, the craziest things happen. If you take a trip with me, you're going to have a guaranteed good time.
And if you take a trip with both of us, you should probably be terrified.
You might die. I don't
Yeah.
know. So
Or get sold to the cartel
you want to
for
come?
profit.
You want to come? But I love it when people buy me something that I mentioned previously that I really wanted or something, especially if it's been like a while since I mentioned that I wanted it. Or even if I say something like, oh, I could really use this. And it could be something stupid. It could be something like an electronic that I've just like not been buying, like, or a new book or whatever. Books are always good things for me. Like, you can buy me
Yeah.
books. I will take a fucking book always. I love books. I love to learn. I love to read. So anything like writing related or books related, I am into that. But that's me. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, more specifically, though, can you remember a gift you got when you were younger that somehow inspired your art, or maybe like a performance that you had, or that made you love something about acting that maybe you didn't before?
Yeah, and I've talked about this before, and I will probably bring it up again in future episodes, but that fucking Barbie video camera that my parents got me, and I'm pretty sure it was for I'm like 99.9% sure if it was for Christmas one year because it was snow. Yeah, it had to be for Christmas. Um, but they got me this Barbie video camera that I used to use and would hide it around my house and pretend like I was on a reality show and just make stupid little short videos with like my best friend and her little sister growing up. Just random shit, but it pushed me to get more creative. Like they knew that I had all this creative energy built up that I didn't know where to put it
Yeah.
because I was the kind of kid that would draw on walls.
Ooh,
Yeah, I was
no,
that asshole. I also,
no.
stuck Play-Doh to the wall at one point, and it got stuck. Like, it actually got stuck to the wall because it wasn't a flat white wall, it was a textured white wall.
Mm.
So my dad had to sand it off. So there was one spot on the wall that was literally just flat. It
Oh,
was glorious. But yeah, I was that kind of asshole. So they were like, "Let's get this bitch a video camera and see what she can do."
yeah,
Because that would be funnier to like watch a kid do dumb shit on camera.
yeah. I'm
It
still
is.
waiting for those fucking memories.
I need to find them.
What did Madre say?
I she doesn't have the video camera anymore. But I had another one as well that I got like we upgraded my Barbie one to like an actual little mini camcorder.
Yeah.
And I know there's like me trying so hard to do like a makeup tutorial on there. And it's fucking
Wow.
hilarious.
I love that for you.
But anyway, how about you with writing?
Well, I already mentioned that I like books and like I have an obsession with school supplies. Like I love that shit. I love like the different colored pens. I love everything matching. I love the folders. Like I don't want this basic shit. I need all my stuff to be like nobody has these goddamn folders or binders or whatever. Like we got them in Chicago or something
You
ridiculous.
love a glitter pen too.
Oh, got me so excited when I just even heard that word, but that would be the obvious answer. I'm gonna go with something a little bit different and just say that the fact that I had so many like big like dolls and I was very specific about the kind of Barbies that I would get. I would usually get ones that like reminded me of like my little cousin or something. And then I was like, oh, this is Bo. And then I would be like, I'm this one. And then I'd be like, my mom is this one. So I'd get like all different hair colors and whatever. I know a lot of kids like would get like, oh, I want to get the one that looks like me. And that's it. But that was not the case with me. I got like Aladdin's and whatever the fucks. And I would really create stories like of these people. I'd give them different names than they actually came with, and I would like play out scenarios in like either a house or they all had like little cars and shit. Because I was an only child, I had a regular room and a
Mhm.
playroom in each of my houses. So the playroom became like a place where I could really just like imagine that these people were people, that these dolls were real.
They had their own little town.
Yeah, yeah, essentially so. And so that's like my first dip into like storytelling, was just like, how can I even make these people interesting to me? Like, what's going on? I remember I would have like so and so would be cheating on so and so, and sometimes I'd like catch them in bed with like somebody else or something,
How
which
old were you?
young because I was playing with
That's
Barbies.
fucking hilarious.
But
What?
I'd be like, yeah, she likes him, but she also likes him because he has this car. And like, so
This is like Jonah Hill drawing dicks in his notebook whenever he's like 5 and super bad to me. Like, it's that kind of funny.
yeah, yeah. I was creating drama with these people, which was what was going on. There was a telenovela always in the playroom happening. Um, but yeah, I mean that's where I started, and then sometimes I would take the characters that I created and I would write them down and I would create like a little story about them and what I had made going on here. I used to like to cut their hair and stuff too to make them different
Oh,
characters
yeah.
after a certain point. Like I'd be like, I'm done with
Oh my God.
Sylvia.
The character development.
Literally.
Oh my God.
Yes. I was like, Sylvia, she went through a breakup. We're cutting her bangs. Like, yeah, yeah, yeah. So
Damn.
that was my dolls, my formative storytelling years. But yeah. Well, we're going to keep it on a positive note here.
Yes.
And now that we've got a bit buzzed,
Yeah.
you know, it's time for Let's
Rave
Rave About
about
It.
it. So, in future episodes, we may talk about a topic or a situation pertaining to the industry in some way. It could even be like, let's say, a new show that's out that we're gagged over.
Right. But today we're raving about the holidays. So, what we adore, what we love, what we fawn over.
Yeah. As a notoriously big fan of this time of year, why don't you tell us?
Yeah, I'll tell you. I'll tell you what I like. I'll
Tell us what you like.
tell,
Give the
tell, tell,
people
tell.
what they want.
Yes. First of all, red. Hello.
Yeah, it's like her least favorite color. Can you tell?
Everything is red with me. Red is great. Um, I love the aesthetic of the holidays. I love
Yeah.
shiny things. I love lights. In fact, when Hannah told me that she was going to put these lights on behind us, I was losing my fucking mind.
Yeah.
And she knew that I was going to lose my mind. She waited. She like waited to tell me and then was like, wait for it.
Well, what I
And
didn't tell you is they were blue beforehand, and I changed them to red specifically for this.
wow.
I could change them to green.
No, don't do
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
Where
Okay.
red it is.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
that's our brand.
yeah, yeah. But the reason why it's part of our brand is because of me, because I fucking love red. And
Yeah.
so I just love anything that's like a full picture of something that's like, I mean, really, I just like extra stuff.
Yeah.
And think about like a Christmas tree. Think about I the holidays to me are the malls. The malls during the holidays, I always had this really big obsession where I was gonna pull one of those things that they do in the movies where they like hide under a fucking bed at the mall and stay the night there during the
I
holidays.
used to always want to fucking do that.
Always, let's do it
I
now.
was going to say we should do it.
No, but I always really wanted to stay under the beds at the malls just because I thought it was so special around Christmas. And I actually worked at Hollister when I was in high school. And then when I was in college, I worked at Express. And I remember everyone would always be so pissed that they had to like work during the holidays. And I loved it because I just loved like on my breaks walking around the mall, getting a pretzel, getting a smoothie, whatever, just going shopping. Like it's the most
Anne's or
fun.
Wetzel's?
Um, I think we only had Auntie Anne's
Okay,
in
yeah,
my
that's same.
situation.
Same.
Yeah. But yeah, this was like back when I would eat like a pretzel and a smoothie for like a meal, which is
That cinnamon sugar hits though,
I
especially during the
never I
holidays.
never got that one. I mean, I've gotten it since, but like then because I was eating it as a meal.
Oh,
So
yeah, that's
like
true. You want something like savory.
yeah, if I'm gonna have a fucking smoothie, I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
you
have
want
a
like the pizza one. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, something else. But gifts, as I mentioned, are my
Yes.
love language. So of course, that's in there. But I just love to shop. Like the art of shopping is amazing to me. And I love the food. As I have spoken about before, I am half Mexican American, and my Mexican family does it up. for
Ugh.
the holidays. Okay. We have like a fucking feast. We have Mexican food. So we have tamales and everything else, like rice and the beans and everything. And then we have all the rest of the foods that everybody else has too. And not only do we just have all the rest of the foods that everyone has, we have every single thing that exists. So we have a ham, we have a turkey, we have,
A chicken.
we have chicken and brisket and whatever the fuck else to put like in the
I'm
carnitas to put in the
I'm coming
tacos.
to your abuela's house with you for the holidays
We got
one
to do
year.
it soon because she's probably gonna die.
Okay, yeah, we gotta go.
She's pushing 90.
We gotta go.
We gotta go next year.
I need to meet her.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
we're going.
must. She would just be like, "Oh, mija."
I cannot fucking wait.
She literally is like 4'9", so tiny,
I'm learning Spanish for whenever we go back to Mexico,
which will be
and
very soon.
yes,
Um,
and also for when I meet your abuela.
Yes, yeah. But it was like we would have every single kind of pie that existed, every single casserole. Like it was nuts. People used to come, and this would always piss my mom off so much. People would come and they would bring to go things with them. This is a very Mexican thing. They would bring to go things, and these motherfuckers, this is what always pissed my mom off. They wouldn't even bring anything. So they
Oh,
wouldn't bring like something, or they'd bring like the most minute thing, like one pie or something, and then take home like 15 Tupperware things of food leftovers to bring home. It's like, bro, you're my third primo, twice removed. Like, perhaps not.
you're my third primo, twice removed.
It was like that though. I didn't. If you don't know who someone is, you just call them either a primo or a prima or a tia or a tio. Because I didn't know who that fuck. There's so many people there. It's like my third cousins and my fourth aunts, and I'm always like, "Who is this again?" To my mom, and she's just like, "Just be polite and say this." And I'm like, "Don't want to do this.
You're
Just let
like,
me eat."
okay.
But I love Christmas music. I do. I love it.
Yeah.
Uh, and as we spoke about Mariah, obviously, I love Santa Baby. It's one of my favorites. Britney Spears version because she's got that perfect
I
voice for it.
know
She's
she
got that
does.
perfect
It's
voice
like
for it.
just high pitched enough, but also like low enough.
Yeah,
It's perfect middle ground.
yeah. And my favorite Christmas albums growing up were the Christina Aguilera one, which she did have a Spanish song in that one, and then also the Destiny's Child one.
Oh, yeah.
And then when I got a little
Yeah.
bit older, I liked the Little Drummer Boy with Justin Bieber. That was such a jam.
That
I
was
mean, it still
bop.
is a
I mean,
jam.
yeah, it still is.
Yeah.
It's still a good one to listen to during the holidays. Everyone should listen to
It's
it.
just so fucking weird. Rumpa-bum-bum, rumpa-bum-bum-bum. It's so stupid, but I love
Bullshit.
it.
It's so
Um,
good.
but my grandpa, when he was alive, used to have this. I have to. I can't have a Christmas episode without saying this. He used to sing this song every winter. I have no idea where the fuck it came from, but he used to say, "Christmas is coming and the geese are getting fat. Would you please put a penny in an old man's hat? If you haven't got a penny, then a half penny will do. If you haven't got a half a penny, God bless you." And we used to fucking sing. I used to sing that all the time. He would like sing it around the house. And I don't know what the fuck it means. I don't know where it came from, but
Did you ever Google it or anything?
no. But perhaps now I
I want to
shall.
know. I'm curious.
But why are the geese getting fat in the Christmas? Because it's winter?
Yeah, they're hibernating. Don't they
I
hibernate?
think now I'm analyzing. Now I'm saying, is this to give to the homeless or
I
something?
I think so.
Put a penny, more than a penny, it should be.
Well, yeah,
And
100%
also, we
during the
can't cut
holidays.
pennies in half. Nobody's going to be able to do anything with that.
I think we're overanalyzing it.
I know, but it was a
But
fun
no,
song.
it's a bop.
Yeah. Thank you, Grandpa B. We'll add that.
Yeah,
I
there
love
you
it.
go. There you go.
But also I loved a recital. There's so many good things. I have so many things. I was in dance, so I loved a recital on that. The Christmas
The
recitals.
Nutcracker.
Oh,
I
I was just
love the
talking about how I
Nutcracker.
wanted to go to the Nutcracker.
I'll go with you.
Can we find a Nutcracker to go to?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
If anybody in LA knows of a Nutcracker to go to, let us know.
Yeah, this will come out after Christmas, but let us know anyways. Um, but yeah, and also I was in band for a long time, and I played the flute. And if you got first chair, which I often was, even though my music teacher fucking hated me. She hate anybody who watches this who is in band with me will literally be like, "Remember how much Miss Meyer despised you?" And honestly, I think she's just a hater because I was so good, but I also didn't give a fuck. Like I never wanted to practice. I wasn't really dorky. I was just naturally very good at the flute, which I'm very good at a lot of things naturally. But so the first chairperson got to play the piccolo in the fucking recital, a special piccolo, which is like literally like this big. It's fucking tiny. And
All right, Squidward, go off.
I have tiny hands, so it was perfect for me. I really got along with that piccolo. The flute actually I had to stretch a bit. One of my friends always says she pictures me playing the piccolo like hopping around like a leprechaun when she is. I was not doing
Oh
that.
my god. I do you have videos? Do you have videos anywhere from this?
This is before I'm too old. This is before there were like videos of this
Not
kind
even
of stuff.
like camcorders? People didn't
My
bring camcorders to
my
things?
fucking parents, they sucked. You
God
know,
damn, I'm gonna have a talk with your dad whenever I meet him.
please do. Somebody needs to.
I'm gonna be like,
Uh,
"Where are all these childhood videos? I gotta see them."
I always wanted to see me talking as a child, but he recorded over them for football games, is what I heard. It's the rumor, Jeffrey. What do you have to say about that?
Okay.
So
We are gonna have to have a conversation.
yeah.
Anyway.
But anyways, so I was the shit at the piccolo. And honestly, I wonder if I got one now, if I could still play it. I'm kind of interested. But I will say that I love tree decorating. Um, Often my trees look like they're like out of Bloomingdale's. Like they are crazy. Right now
Yeah, this is true.
our tree is made out of cranberries. It's red. It's just a bunch of cranberry sticks protruding. We got like fluff balls. We got like other things.
It's so cute.
It's not enough just to do ornaments and the lights.
No,
No, absolutely
go
not.
big or go home.
Not for me. Hundreds of dollars on this tree. Although I will say that my mom used to be really wild. We used to have multiple trees in the house. So
Yeah.
we would have like the main tree, which she wanted to be like a certain theme every year. So maybe silvers or golds or whatever
Ooh.
the fuck. She never wanted
Yeah.
a red and green. That was too tacky for her.
Like with the ornaments, you mean, and the lights?
I mean, everything
Oh, like the full
was
ass
the
tree.
full fucking tree would be either all silver or all gold or
Go
all
off.
purple or something like that.
Oh,
She
I
hated
love
the
that.
red and green stuff.
I love that.
And then my tree specifically was a Barbie tree. So I had a pink tree and she would buy me Barbie Hallmark ornaments every year, which by the way, they're like $20 to $30 a piece. And I had
Jesus.
hundreds of these fucking things. Literally thousands of dollars is on this fucking tree. And they always had like little like dates on them. So it'd be like the Barbie 1999,
Oh,
Barbie
wait,
like
that's
one.
cute as shit, though. That's
Yeah.
like a good memory.
Yeah.
One, and two, you can make a lot of fucking money off that shit
I wish I had
on
them
the road.
now. I don't know
Yeah.
where they are, but I don't have them. The last thing I will say is that I have a fuck ton of cousins because my mom has four siblings and my dad has five siblings. So I had a ton of tios and tias. And one thing that I always loved was that my dad's family used to pull names. My aunt is probably going to see this. My dad's family used to pull names for like whoever they were married to too. So it was like my uncle-in-law or whatever the hell. And they would pull names for who they got for gifts because, you know, when you get older, you don't really get a lot of gifts. And
Right.
so I understand that. But what would happen every year is everyone usually would hate their gift. And then at some opportune moment, they would almost like pull me aside, or I'd be like with one of them, like my uncle or something, and he would talk shit about how much he hated his gift. And then like the other person who was like married to someone else would be like, they just make like little comments like, well, I'm allergic to nickels, so I can't wear these earrings, but I've said that several times. And so I was the only kid that they would do this with, I think because I was like a little adult. And I was like, yes, give me the gossip. I'm a huge chismosa, which just means a gossip queen. And so yeah, I love that shit every year. I wouldn't tell the other ones, but I would just keep it internally and be like, oh yeah, I know you hated that. Probably gonna give that away to someone
But
else.
that's for
Enough about me. Jesus. Yeah, I love this. I love this a
sure.
lot. Why don't you tell us what you love?
Let's see. What do I
Yes,
love
whip back the hair.
about the holidays? I love the cheer that comes with the holidays. Everybody feels
Cheer.
cheer. Everybody feels like they're in a better, lighter mood. And I think it's because most people have off during this time. Like a lot of people, especially within the industry, a lot of people have off and holiday parties are
We don't have
around.
a
Yeah, we don't
yeah, we don't have
we don't have off, but a lot of people do.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but I think that just puts everybody in a better mood and just people just seem nicer around the holidays. That might just be a me thing. I don't know. Um,
I don't experience that at all.
really?
No, I think people seem very moody and like we'll get into that in a bit,
Okay.
but
Okay.
you know.
The next thing, the more important thing, the decorations. All the fucking decorations. I just in 2018 I went to London around the time that everything was up for the holidays.
Can we go? I want to
I
go.
was going to say we have to plan a trip because especially like
One of my
holiday
best
season.
friends is there right now, and it's
Same. Well, one of my best friends lives there. But we can go and visit him. We can go visit him. Shout out Sean. Let's go visit Sean.
Sean. It's in writing now.
He knows.
Yeah.
He knows. But I want to go back. I can still have to eat. Oh, well, anyway, off topic. I want to go back around the holidays because all of, especially there, everything, all the streets, all the lights, there's decorations everywhere. There's reindeer. It's so beautiful, and there's so many Christmas trees. I love seeing all the different ornaments and the themes and just walking around and just feeling like,
It's magical. It's
yeah,
magic. It's
it
magic.
puts you in this like light mood, like light, airy, like you just want to run through the streets and like
You know what it
dance.
does? It probably makes us feel childlike, like everyone.
Yeah, I think
You
so.
know?
Yeah.
Like your Cindy Lou shit.
My
Yeah.
Cindy Lou Who shit.
Yeah. That's why she was wondering where Christmas was.
Yeah, this is true. See,
Yeah.
oh, I am Cindy Lou Who.
You really are.
I'm like running through the streets.
Ah, where are you? Where are you, Christmas?
I also only usually go home for the Christmas holiday. That's like the one time of year that I will go back. Um, and it's really nice to be able to go back because then it feels a little bit more special whenever you only do it once a year because you get
Mm-hmm.
to see everyone and catch up and see what's new because these are like people that I don't see or talk to often, including my own family. Like I don't like talk to them every single day because it's hard. We're on different time frames and people are
Zones.
busy and yeah, but we also used to have like a lot of different traditions over the holidays that I will cherish until the day I die because
Like
they're just
what?
like happy little memories. Like we would always, every single year for Christmas, we would start at my dad's parents' house and we would open gifts there and just have a good time. My cousins would always like come up and visit. The cousins I don't speak to anymore. That's neither here nor there. But um, so that was really nice. And that was like also the one time of year that I would get to see them. And then we would bop on over to my mom's parents' house, which was
You got a bop?
a huge party because on my mom's side, I have so many cousins and like distant cousins, and everyone is so like tight knit
Mm-hmm.
because everyone grew up on the same block.
That'll do it.
So everyone was super, super close. Everyone would come to my grandparents' house, and it was half Italian, half German. So we would have
Yes.
so much different food,
Yes.
all like seven fishes and
Seven fishes?
isn't that the thing? Is that what it is? Seven
Bitch,
fishes? I
what
think
what
so.
is this?
I think it's seven fishes. I know there was a lot of
Different
fish.
kinds?
Yeah,
Where are you getting them from?
the market. the
Oh, I don't know. I
Italian
don't know
market.
anything about this.
Yeah, it was a big,
Well,
like,
I'm also
Italian.
allergic to a lot of fish,
Yeah,
so
that's true.
yeah.
But my favorite thing was the shrimp cocktails because at my grandparent at my Omi and Nano's house, there would always be like shrimp cocktails. So I would always look forward to that, and then I would end up eating all of it before anybody could get to it. So they would always have to put out more. But then my cousin and I would always sneak back. So that was like the fun. Everybody was just singing and dancing in the kitchen and having a good time. Um, but I really enjoyed that. Another one of the traditions that we had was opening up presents on Christmas Eve
Mm, mhm.
at my Omi and Nono's house. So all of the cousins would come over again, and there would be a ton of like kids and a ton of gifts. So we would all be just like running around in their game room, watching TV and watching like the Santa watch. And it just brings back good memories. I also really love making cookies.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I see it sucks because like both of us, like we don't have big kitchens and it just
Yeah.
like it's so you really need a lot of space when you get to lay out everything and be
It's
able to like put
hard.
different things in different areas and it sucks. Actually, my mom was just saying she was gonna send some homemade cookies to me this year
That
and I was so excited.
I talked to my mom on the phone like the other day, and the one thing that we make time for every single time I go home is we like make cookies together. So it's like a cute little thing
Cute.
that we do every single year, and I'm so excited because we make the peanut blossoms with like the Hershey.
Hmm.
I can't wait to eat those.
Yeah, I know them well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those are mine.
Hooray.
Yeah.
Well, it's time for my favorite segment. We've been nice for far too long. As someone who grew up with a family who gets as agitated as Larry David does about the most minuscule things, it's time for
Let's bitch
Bitch About
about it.
It.
So we did share our love of Chrismukkah, and now it's time to rag on it a little bit because let's face it. I mean, the holidays are stressful. Like they're a very stressful time for many, many people. And so, Kay, what is your Grinch response to what you can't stand about the holidays with your family?
Okay, well, I'm going to talk a little bit conversely about what I just talked about before, which was so when you have, I think it's a little bit tricky when you have family, like my parents were never married. And so I've never really spent the holidays with both of them at the same time, which created a lot of pressure on me to decide whose I was going to for certain activities, whether I was going to my dad's on Christmas Eve and then my mom's on Christmas Day or
Yeah.
whatever it was because they fucking despised each other. So it wasn't like I could have both of them together. They also lived in like completely different cities too, so it wasn't like is easy
Yeah.
to get back and forth or do like multiple things a day. Like that wasn't possible. And so I always had to choose between like days, which kind of sucked because I felt like I was like missing out on something,
Right.
like not being able to do both. But I will say that usually I chose my grandma or my abuela on Christmas Day instead of my white grandma's because the food,
Yeah.
it just wasn't good. It hits different. It's just, it doesn't hit at all, is the problem.
No, I mean, your
Like,
abuela's food hits different.
right, right. Like I was willing to sacrifice, like, I honestly usually I had a better time with my family on my dad's side than my mom's, but I had to have the spread. But
Can't
I
you
would go,
gotta have
sometimes I would
everything.
go to my grandma's house and they would be like, "Oh, we're gonna just get Olive Garden today." I'm like, "What
What?
the fuck?" It was literally that happened before, and it's mm-mm. Mm-mm. No. I will also say I'm gonna call out my family here and say that I think it was because most of them are more concerned with drinking than
Mm,
with eating. So
yeah.
they would have like all sorts of like hors d'oeuvres and stuff like that, like on Christmas Eve. There was one that I do like salami roll-ups. I did really love those
Oh my
with the
god.
pickle and the cream
I
cheese and the
love
salami.
a salami roll
Me
up. We
too, but
gotta
like
make
I
those.
know, but you can't just eat salami roll-ups all night, you know what
I
I
mean,
mean?
I could.
I mean, I did, but I'm just saying I need some more variety. I go from having 17 pies to having a salami roll-up.
Yeah, that's a big
Can't eat the fucking shrimp cocktail. Can't what some crackers and cheese. I never ate that when I
yeah.
was younger. Like, It was just fucking boring. And so I would choose my other side for that. But I will say that the fighting that occurs at my mom's side is indescribable. Like it's from a movie. Like because she had there was 4 girls. So and they like all kind of hate each other honestly. And
Oh,
so
shit.
and so it was just screaming constantly and it always ended up with crying by the end of the like everyone was always crying and I always got dragged. I was only always one of the only people who got dragged into it because usually the drama was surrounding my mom somehow because she is a huge troublemaker and she's always in the middle of everything. And so I was like, why am I getting dragged in? I just want to be with all the kids and like hanging out, but I never could be. And so I also hated church.
Oh,
Church
yeah.
fucking blows. And I
Did
mean,
you question, did you used to fall asleep in church whenever you would go on the holidays?
um, honestly, I'm not really a person who takes naps or can fall asleep very easily. I never have been, so I didn't fall asleep, but I definitely wasn't paying attention, which I would get in trouble for. Like I'd be like flipping through the books or be like, "Can I bring something with me, like a doll or something?" I don't know. But I
Yeah.
did like singing the songs, I guess. That was like the only thing that was like kind of whatever. But I was always like, why do we have to I grew up Catholic. I was like, why do we have to get up get down on our knees, pull the thing out, get up, sit down again. My knees hurt. Now we got to sit
Yeah.
back. Now we have to stand. It was just too much direction. I was like, what the fuck is going on
Much
here? It
direction.
was. Let me sit and just stare so that I can pretend that this isn't here and I'm thinking of something else. And then also on my mom's side, we went to an all Spanish speaking church. And like, I don't like I understand a lot of Spanish, and when I was younger, I spoke more than I do now, but it was I mean, they spoke very fast, and I was like, I don't know what the fuck is going on. Not that I really cared, anyways. But it was a lot. It was very intense. Like everybody in that church, like really cared about being there. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like some like praise Jesus, like I don't know. There was a lot of movement, dancing like it was a lot. And if you weren't doing that, everyone was staring at you and they were like, your kid is the worst. So I was the worst, obviously.
No.
Um, also, my fucking grandma, both my grandmas are fucking assholes. They literally always talked about how fat I got every single Christmas.
Oh no.
My grandma in Spanish would talk with all the other ladies, and I'm like, I know what gorda means. Thank you. I know you're saying that I got fat, but simultaneously being like, why aren't you eating more? Like, it doesn't make any
Yeah, no, that doesn't
sense.
make sense.
No. And then my other grandma always talked about my hair. She would always be like, your hair's dry. Brush your hair, which I had naturally curly hair. You can't
Yeah.
brush it. I don't know if anybody knows that, but you don't brush it. And just like she was always touching me and stuff, like
Oh
which I
yeah, and
don't
you don't
really
like to be
love.
touched.
Yeah, but like picking at me kind of about like what's going on here? Why are you wearing this? Or and then it was always obviously, why don't you have a boyfriend and who are you
Was it the
dating?
little I didn't do it, but was it like the little like, "Oh, wait, why aren't you?"
Yeah,
Yeah, you're giving me
it
the
was
look.
it was little
Did you
touching.
see
Yeah.
the look?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not even touching you, and you can just feel it.
I but yeah, and then my mom, so as I mentioned, they weren't in the same like vicinity. So my most of my dad's family lived like in the Grand Rapids area where I'm from, and then
Mhm.
my mom's side lived in Lansing, which is like an hour and a half away, depending on where you're coming from. And you have to drive in the snow.
Yeah.
My mother is a horrible driver, horrible, like literally the worst. She's totaled like a million cars. And like I would always be holding on to that thing or like the thing here, like just
No.
stressed the whole fucking way, like so stressed, like putting my nails into like the back of my palms, like freaking out. And the whole time she was bitching, I can't believe I'm driving your grandpa. I don't even want to be here blah 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 blah. She bitch at me the whole way there, and then she bitch at me the whole way back about how I didn't defend her in like whatever fight she got into, and I'd be like, "I'm 7. I don't know what
Oh.
the fuck I'm supposed to do." So yeah, the drives were just
Yeah.
unbearable. It was almost like I didn't even want to go because it was so awful. But also my cousins on my mom's side used to ruin all my toys, especially
Mhm.
my twin cousins that I had that were very close in age to me. Um, they and then everybody would be like, "She can't share." Yeah, no,
Well,
bitch, I'm not sharing if you're
you're an
busting up my fucking
you're
toys.
an only child also.
Yeah, but I
You're not gonna wanna share.
okay, but I would have been willing to share if they
Had they
weren't gonna
not yeah.
fuck up my
Yeah.
shit, ripping my doll's clothes off and stuff. I didn't say it was time for them to get bangs. You can't give them to them. It's mine and it's new. I have a thing with new things too. I don't
Well,
like people to
yeah.
touch my new stuff,
Yeah.
you know. Um
'Cause it's more fragile.
I mean, I haven't touched it yet.
Yeah.
I get to touch it first, you know?
Truly. Um,
Um,
but, for me, I think one of them and I kinda put this on myself because I really enjoy comedy, and most of the time, all of the time, whenever I'm home with my family, I am stoned, like,
yes,
stoned as shit.
good.
So, the inevitable fight that I have with my sister every single time I bring up that one time we fist fought outside of a nightclub in Vegas because I bring it up for comedy. I think it's hilarious.
It's a good story. I've heard it.
She does not really think it's that funny, especially now that she has a kid.
The
Um,
kid doesn't
but
know. He's so
he's a
young.
baby.
He's a
He
baby.
is 5 months old. Colton doesn't know this yet. That's okay.
Also,
He'll
though,
know about it eventually because it's hilarious.
don't come for me. We're agreeing.
It's funny. It's for comedy.
Okay.
Nobody's gonna come for you. It's fine.
Okay.
But my mom also thinks it's funny.
Okay.
But anyway, she needs to stop getting mad that I bring it up because again, comedy. Uh this one is kind of sad, but what I mentioned before about all of the traditions, my grandparents and everything, this one we lost like all of those traditions that we had after all of the grandparents passed away.
That
Like
happens. It's
I
weird.
know it sucks. Like I don't see my cousins as much anymore. Nobody comes up for Christmas anymore. Which like rightfully so. They why would you travel if you don't have to?
Because you're still a part of the family and there's still other people alive in the family that you hopefully care about.
Yeah, this is true. I would love to see them on the holidays, but we
She
don't
would love to see them on the holidays.
do that anymore. Except for now, we did come up with another new tradition where we go over to my cousin's house for their annual Christmas party on my dad's side. Those are people that I really never got to celebrate Christmas with until like 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And then
So
that's carried over. So like new traditions, great. Miss old traditions. Um, this one, traveling during the holidays. I
mm-mm.
fucking hate the airport during the
I
holidays
won't do it. I don't
more
do it.
than anything. And in 2020, I brought my dog with me, which it was a really good decision. However, she was a baby. Like she was, I think, at this point 5 or 6 months old. So she's a puppy
Right.
in the airport, and there are like little pet stations at like throughout the airport that they can go to the bathroom in, and she like refused. She is like drama queen. And if it smells bad, which it did, it smelled fucking horrible. They need to take better care of those places. But it smelled like ugh. I was gagging whenever I was in there because it smelled so bad.
I could
So
never.
I looked
I
at
could
her
never.
like she's looking at me like, "What the fuck are we doing in here?" And I'm like, "Girl, I don't know what to tell you, but you have to go to the bathroom. Like you can't. I don't want to clean it up in the airport. That's so
Yeah.
embarrassing."
Yeah.
Like,
Right. Yeah.
well, what do you know? She went to the bathroom in every single airport that we were in, not in the proper space. But she's a puppy, and she was also really drugged up. But yeah, traveling will always hold a really special place in hell for me. Um, political talk and political fights that are
Jesus,
like
I forgot about this one.
always
Mm.
brought up like in some way, shape, or form. Like we could be talking about different cheeses, and
Right.
then
Yeah.
somehow something is brought up that like I my family is from southwestern Pennsylvania. We have a lot of different views
Yeah. I'm
on a
from
lot of
Michigan.
different
Yeah.
things. So inevitably something is brought up, and I like to be factual. So I
They do not, I'm sure.
bring up facts,
Yeah.
and then we get into arguments, or I listen to people get into arguments about shit, and I'm like, I don't even wanna join in right now. Like, this is a lot of energy for me that I don't wanna waste on I don't wanna waste a breath on.
Yeah, especially because it's not like you're gonna in this cases, I know everybody tries to do the inform your family and whatever. They are like 60 years old half the time. I'm not gonna fucking change these idiots' minds.
It's
Like,
so hard, and it
no.
always ends in the same argument over and over. Like, it's so repetitive.
Yeah,
You can, like, continually like, I could be blowing smoke out of my ass,
yeah,
and it would just nothing would resonate at
right.
that point. But, yeah, fucking hate that about the holidays. And then comments about why I'm still single or I don't have a boyfriend. Like, this is the least important thing in my life. And like the least relevant to anything in my
Yeah,
life right now. Stop asking.
yeah.
Stop asking. I'll let you know
She
whenever
doesn't care.
anything relevant happens.
Yeah,
I don't. I'm more focused on myself and my career and my dog.
yeah.
Cheers to
Cheers
that.
to that.
Ah!
Oh,
But
oh.
yeah, those are all of the things that I truly hate about the holidays.
Hate, loathe, despise.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. Well, everyone who knows me will tell you I love a quick, efficient story. I really can't stand a long winded tale with no escalations, pageantry, or purpose.
I have to agree. And are we shocked that she became a writer? So, anyway,
No.
let's rapid fire is a segment where we pick a topic and then tell a mini story from our own life on said topic.
Yes, and we'll be bouncing back and forth. And each time we must start our sentence with one time I. So, do you want to kick us off, Hannah?
Yeah, and I do want to preface this by saying that I called my mother earlier today as I was trying to finish these out. Um just to ask her if she had any like funny or like little one-off holiday memories of me, and all she said was um I remember you were sweet and quoted a lot of TV and film.
Oh,
So
all right.
there's that. So I'm pretty sure I blacked out like a lot of my childhood.
It's a possibility.
Yeah, and I told
Um,
her that that was a trauma response.
Obviously it was. Well, one time I begged my grandma to sleep under the tree so I could catch Santa, and she said no. So my grandpa woke me up in the middle of the night and snuck me out there. Santa never came.
One time, I was opening presents at my grandparents' house, and my dad was telling a story about a gift he got someone, and he saw an adorable little baby. I heard him say that, got pissed because he, as a Leo, no one is better than me. So I refused to open my gifts and cried in the corner.
Well, one time I was riding with my Tia in a car and she backed into my cousin's car while talking shit about my mom. And that's what we call karma.
One time, my dad, brother, sister, and mother all tricked me into thinking there were actual reindeer on our roof by faking reindeer tracks and glitter.
I love that. One time I gave out handwritten gift registries by category and retailer specific to all my friends and family. And it must be why I now have carpal tunnel.
One time, I watched the Santa Watch on the news with my cousin, and we tried staying up late enough to wait for him to get there after we had already opened up our presents.
One time I was dicking around on the lake, too lazy to put my ice skates on, and I fell through the ice. But it was just one leg, though.
Just,
Just one leg.
just a leg.
Just a leg. It was just a leg.
Just a leg. One time, I forced my dad to help me build a snow igloo in our backyard, and he used it more than I did.
Wow. Well, one time I was on the ski team just because I had crushes on half the boys that were on the ski team, and none of them ever liked me back. So, joke's on me. Or my parents who paid for all that expensive ski gear.
One time, I started a fight with my sister on purpose during the holiday because she said that she was the favorite child, but she isn't. It's me.
Hmm. Well, one time, speaking of snow forts, one time I built a snow fort that took me days, only to sit in it for less than an hour and never go back in it again. I was really meant for the Cali weather.
Yeah, you really
You
were.
know,
You
I
really
was
were.
not meant for the snow.
This is a sweet one. One time the Christmas right before I moved to LA, gave my parents a jar full of little notes and reminders that they could open up anytime they missed me to see random little funny quotes or cute notes and just
Oh,
sentimental.
that is adorable. Well, one time I stole a holiday lip gloss from TJ Maxx because my mom wouldn't let me wear cheap makeup. I love
Okay.
following yours with that.
That was too good. So now that we've ended this episode on petty theft,
Yeah. Yeah, that's how we often love to end our episodes. Well, thanks for getting festive as fuck with us today. We'll have many more Let stories in future episodes, along with several other fun-filled segments and guests.
in the meantime, make sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at OCS Productions and let us know which segments from today were your favorite because we want to give you more of what you love to hear. Also, please do us a favor and rate us with a sparkling little 5 stars wherever you listen to podcasts and write
Well,
us a review on Apple Podcasts because, we want to hear from you. Oh, and little side note, take a poll or answer the questions on our Spotify as well, because again, we want to hear from you.
yeah, polls, questions, whatever. Do it all.
More
Engage.
Engage.
And we will catch you next time for more She Said.
Let's